Here we are back with another video, YouTube. I took a break, got something to eat, etc, etc. So now I'm ready for more amusement. Considering this frickin' case, I'm expecting a lot more. Unless it ends after this one. If it does, then goddammit. I was the first to arrive at the workshop that morning. It was around 8:50 AM, and at that point, Mr. Brushel was already lollygagging outside. About a quarter of an hour later, Travis came in with Mr. Brushel in tow. They both headed straight for the side room and locked it from the inside. A while later, I heard the gunshot and knocked on the door to check. Mr. Brushel opened it for me, and there was a body out next to a chair. Oh. Would you look at that? Would you look at that? I could have saved him if that was true. This seems like a really tight testimony. The witness was outside the entire time and nothing disproves this. He's right, I thought this would be the break we needed, but of course it's airtight. It's airtight, we just have to create a couple of holes. We? All you're doing is spouting silly puns. See guys? See? That's my wonderful testimony. It was prepared by me, and me. Me, myself, and I. That would have been better, but whatever. I'm certainly proud of this one. Oh, it makes me so excited. I'm glad you're having fun. Alright, Apollo, since I have a feeling this one will be a hard testimony. No, it won't be. No, it definitely won't be. Let me help you. You see your bracelet? Oh. Okay, thanks for that. Okay. Check the court record. If during a testimony the witness says two contradictory statements, present it at one of them to point it out. What? I've never done that before. Well, it is a method mostly used when there are multiple witnesses on the stand. What? Multiple witnesses? Prosecutors don't like putting multiple people on the stand, since that generates problems. People don't really realize it, but it's very easy to contradict each other. I see, so, if Miss Might contradicts herself, I just present my bracelet. Other than that, Mr. Wright just blew my mind. Multiple witnesses pointing out contradictory statements? Or is that the first I hear of this? I just realized, too! Professor Layton versus Ace Attorney. Jeez. Referencing that, eh? Ay. Let us begin the cross-examination. Crime as I witnessed it. I was the first to arrive at the workshop that morning. That's understandable, you're the owner. But it was around 8:50 AM and at that point, Mr. Brushel was already lollygagging outside. That makes sense, I guess. But a quarter of an hour later, so 15 minutes later, Travis came in with Mr. Brushel in tow. They both headed straight for the side room and locked it from the inside. Okay. Okay. There's a cunt? No, there isn't. Was just making sure. Even if I get her talking, it's pretty much useless. You're right. If I were you, I'd pray she steps up and says something impossible. So basically press. And press. And press. And press. Okay. Ay. Didn't I just come to that conclusion? Didn't I already come to that conclusion? Are you usually the first one to arrive? Yes. And there was no one hiding in the workshop, maybe? No. You're sure of this? The doors are permanently locked. Who has keys? Me and Travis. You're sure there wasn't anyone else there? For the third time, yes. Youch, that's a not quite so subtle change in attitude if I ever saw one. Blah blah blah. Blam! Did he look suspicious? Is there any time when that man doesn't look suspicious? I agree. Touché. She got you with that one. I agree. Did you talk with him? No. You didn't wonder what he was doing in front of your workshop? I did, but Travis got there before I talked to Brushel. So Travis got there a while later? Yes. About a quarter of an hour later, Travis came in with Mr. Brushel in tow. Do you know why? No. Travis asked to borrow the side room and then he was gone. Was there anything weird about Travis? I guess he may have been a bit cross with Mr. Brushel's visit. He wasn't expecting Mr. Brushel? Is that important? Extremely important. Your Honor, this statement is incredibly important. Oh. Oh, one of these two. This. Travis had this. Congenital analgesia. How you pronounce that second word? Again, do all defense attorneys have a fascination with adding vain statements to testimony? They do. In all my years of judging, I have never seen an attorney pass up the opportunity to append more testimony. As such, witness, please add this statement to your testimony. Okay. Are you sure about that? No. There's a cut. No. There really is. Oh. There's a gun. No. Chris. Are you sure? I'm sure he was annoyed. I'm not sure if it was because of Mr. Brushel, though. If you don't know why he was annoyed, it probably was because of Mr. Brushel. Touché. But I'm not sure. I can see you agreeing, you know? Moving on. It is because of Mr. Brushel, I'm pretty sure. Press. Straight for the side room? Yes, Travis asked for permission first, then locked himself in. Did either of them seem strange? No. Although Travis smoked that day, typically he only smokes when he's really stressed. Seemingly important. Seemingly important, the last statement is crucial to the case. Crucial? I see. Me and my big mouth. Every time I want to add a statement, it just comes out like that. Maybe it's inherited. What? No, never mind. I was just talking to myself. The witness will append the statement to the testimony. He did smoke while he was talking with Mr. Brushel, though. And that's strange? Yes. Can you explain why? Yes. Weren't you going to explain it? No, I said I could explain it. Not that I would. Why not? Because I already did. Touché! Are you mad at me by any chance? Whatever made you think that? This isn't going anywhere. I have an idea, since she seems to be mad at you. Sophie, do you know why travel smoking is so strange? Of course I do. Let me see. Give me a second, just a minute. Right. Witness, could you do me a favor and answer for me? Sure. She really hates my guts. Trust only smokes when he's nervous or annoyed. There you have it. We already knew that. That's why I said I'd already answered. This was a huge waste of time. Well, later I heard the shot and knocked on the door. Knocking the door? Isn't that pretty calm for someone who just heard a shot? I'm not psychic. Huh? And wasn't that your running gag earlier? The sound was not one I could identify as a gun. Didn't you know the sound Johnson's gun made? I don't know about you, but I'm not constantly on the hunt for gunshots. It did not cross my mind that it was Johnson's gun at the time. Curious, I then knocked on the door for reasons already mentioned. Already mentioned? You're not paying any attention to the detective's testimony. That is true. That's right, that's what Emma said, wasn't it? Yes it was. Contrary to yourself, I've been here and paying attention since the start. Which means you can easily avoid all the contradictions I pointed out earlier. Yes, it does. Miss Brushel opened it for me and there was a body next to a chair. Chris! He was the one who opened the door for you? But wasn't that dangerous? Think about it. He just killed someone, right? Wouldn't he try to hide it? Hypothetically, I mean. Those two were the only ones in the room. If one suddenly disappeared, that would be strange. I see. I guess it would be strange. No matter what she says, there's no evidence. I can't refute a thing. Apollo, you look like you're in a tough spot. No! Pretty sure I'm not. Kind of am. Might as well get the stuff in here, because why not? Yes, I am. Well, the thing is, I think she's contradicting herself. She said she saw Travis smoking, but could she really? Ah. Why, hello there! Damn it! There's a gun. Here you are, friend! Gotcha! Miss Mike, maybe you don't realize it, but you've been saying some pretty strange things. Have I? Just now when I asked you if you'd seen him smoking, you said yes. Now, where, pray tell, did you see him smoking? I saw him smoking inside the side room. Where else? The room with no windows? Oh, You said it yourself. It was impossible for me to know what was going on inside the room. Ah. So, what? My impeccable testimony, oh dear lord. Adding test statements is totally cheating. And setting up a testimony totally isn't. Totally. Basically, Miss Knight, there's no way you saw him smoking. But if that's the case, where did that idea come from? Indeed, witness, please answer the question. How do you know the victim smoked that day? Well, I think I made a mistake. A mistake? For some reason I had thought he smoked that day. But I was confused. Sorry, my mistake. For some reason? What kind of flimsy excuse is that? I just made an honest mistake. He didn't smoke the day, I was just confused, that's all. He likely did smoke that day. Sometimes I confuse my defendant arrest and release forms too. That is not even... No, that definitely shouldn't be happening, Your Honor. Now then, can I prove the witness didn't make a mistake? I've always got proof. Yes. Oh, that's really weird, huh? You see, the autopsy report states just the opposite. The witness smoked it shortly before death. Wait, what? It did? It did? Oh shit. Yes, it did! I should read the autopsy report more often. Is a lesson to take from this? So you're smiling again? Maybe he smoked before coming in? Like, at the door or something? No way I can actually disprove that. Oh, so that means you didn't find the cigarette butt at the scene? Oh no. Wait, a cigarette butt? Does he ever present anything to the court? Then that really is weird. You somehow knew he smoked in the room. But you didn't see him do so or find the butt. Now, I don't want to be taken for a blinkered old coot, but this looks mighty dodgy to me. You idiot! You see, I think the witness is all out of excuses now. You know, there's really no need to lie. You're not guilty, are you? Then it's fine. I guess. Then... Ah. She brightened up all of a sudden. I remember now. Remember? Remember what? What's the smell? The smell? Ay. Yeah, I noticed the smell, and that's where I got the idea from. I see, yes, the smell does have a remarkable power. I once ate some lunches made by a witness, and I must admit, the smell was very much half the impact. Eh? Isn't that bribing the judge? I was there for that, actually. I remember that, actually. Another reference! God damn it. So many freaking references. You're not the only one with outrageously bad luck in witnesses. Anyways, it was because of the smell. And you only remember this now? Yeah. Well, I guess Mary is kind of like that. I totally get you, Popsy. What? I'm getting tired of being the foil here. Don't you want to play the straight man for a bit? I guess I sometimes forget to pay the wages. I kind of understand that. Don't you join them too? And with a straight face! Very well, the witness may amend her testimony, but please be careful not to make the same mistake again. Your testimony is important. I will. I was the first to arrive. Yada. Okay. Press. So, when you went into the room afterwards, it smelled like tobacco? Yes. That is what led to this small confusion. So she smelled it, did she? There's a good... No, there isn't. What? Am I? Oh, that was... okay. I was like, will this be the same thing? Last time we pressed her about how she knew Travis smoked. She said she smelled it, but I don't buy it. Now the investigators could smell anything in that room, and you know why. I do? You do. I do. But I do? No, I don't. No, I don't. Really? Ah. I was like, oh. I was like, oh. Please, friend, please. I have a question for the witness. What does it smell like right now? If I were to guess, mint? Oh, so that's what it was. Indeed, I've been feeling a nauseating smell for a while now. It really is ruining my mood, and makes you want to finish the trial as soon as possible. That's not good. Just stop at nothing to get yourself arrested. Indeed, there's an overpowering mint smell in the air right now, isn't there? Do you recognize it? There's no reason why I would. But you're right, I do seem to recognize it. I'll tell you why that is. You smelled it at the crime scene before. How? What? What do you mean, Mr. Justice? This nauseating mint smell comes from the defendant. Spark pressure. They're so loud! Do you hear this? Okay. Sorry about that, YouTube. Well, anyways, there we are. It's practically impossible to make out any other scent when next to him. Eh? But that's not proof. That's just a possibility. It may be hard, but I could have still smelled the tobacco. That's what it was. The entire investigation team was complaining it smelled like mint. They even tried lighting some incense at one point. It didn't work. Thank you, prosecutor, for giving a reason. Is that the kind of thing they should be doing at a crime scene? So this is the kind of police work Edward has to deal with, huh? Well, Stuffy seems right at home, though. Actually, we had such guards at the detention center every couple of hours, so they couldn't take it for long. What a troublesome defendant in retrospect. Your Honor, the witness has, for some reason, been lying for us since the beginning of the trial. I say there's no way a verdict can be reached with this kind of witness. I'll have to agree. Miss Mike, if you do not tell us the truth immediately, all your testimony will be disregarded. I'll say it. After I entered the room and saw Travis lying there, I was in shock. Mr. Brushel, he just sat down again, writing something on a notebook. That'd be like him, yeah. Once I recovered, I left the room and called the police. Don't worry, I was watching the doorway the whole time. When I came back though, he'd finished whatever he was doing and just stood there, nervous. That's when I took off Travis's jacket and tied it around the gunshot wound. Untreated bullet wound, thank you. I thought that might help stop the bleeding. There was no bleeding! Oh my god. As for Brushel, when he was being questioned by the police, I found a couple of things hidden behind a shelf. It was pure coincidence I found them, but I'm sure Mr. Brushel hid those things there. It was a page from a notebook which I've got here. It's really weird, and I don't understand what he's talking about. I read this, I guess it got stuck in my mind that Travis smoked that day. Why didn't you tell us about this right away? Mr. Brushel hid this. I thought he didn't want the police to find it. There must have been a reason. I was trying to figure that out. What sort of excuse is this? Does she think she can get away with it? Oh, I see, that makes sense. Of course she can. Let's see what this note is all about. How peculiar, it seems he hid this. And there's some notes on the victim too. Brushel's nuts. Oh boy, finally convinced him to have a chat with me. This is the time I'll get it out of him. Uncooperative as ever, he refuses to admit it even though I've showed him the photos. I'll probably have to talk to someone else, like his sister. He's already smoked a bunch of cigarettes. I didn't know he smoked. He seems to be a bit pale and airheaded. I wonder if it has to do with what we are talking about. Did something happen at home? Travis just fell on the floor, and he seems to be dead. I'll need to hide my research somewhere. I've opened the door for Mite, and I'll let her deal with the police. Both the defense and prosecution should read this. Done! I also found something else along with that page. There were these photos as well. Photographs? Photographs? Allow me to see them. Oh, what a cozy little house. Lots of protection. As I said, congenital analgesia. My god, I was right. Yes, you must be careful about that with young children. That's not for the children. That's for the victim himself. I know this because... Oh my god. Wow. I'm super glad I read this. Super glad I read Brushel's article. So Brushel has been carrying around pictures of the house and hiding them at crime scenes with a strange set of evidence. I don't see how they connect at all. They connect very well with another piece of evidence. Witness, do you swear this is the only thing you were hiding? Yes, everything else is true. You've certainly done a good job at building trust thus far. Now then, this court is at a loss in regards as to what to do. No evidence has been presented. Can either the defense or the prosecution make sense of it? Yes. Don't look at me, I'm as clueless as he is. Hey friend, I already did. The prosecution does not seem to have any theories either. If neither the prosecution nor the defense have anything further to bring up, then I suppose it is time to pass judgment. Wrong again! Again? Isn't this like the 5th time? How many times do I need to prove she's lying to our face? Wait, no. Think, Polo, think. You need to come up with something, or this time it really is the end. Desperately object. Calmly object. The defense believes there remain some crucial doubts about this case. That came out good. You seem convinced. Pray tell, what are these doubts? Oh, right. Still need to point it out. Alright, time to think it through. We need to find some sort of flaw in the prosecution's case, or else it's over. As far as the most suspicious things are the pieces of evidence we just got. One seems to be Russia's report on the interviewers, or something. Then there's some random photographs. I can't seem to tie them to anything. I can. Clearly, the witness's testimony just now. She mentioned the jacket he was wearing. I had no idea it was tied around the wound. If I'm lucky, he'll have it with him from the crime scene. Finally, she said she tried to stop the bleeding, but we haven't heard of anything like that thus far. Which wouldn't really be that weird. I wouldn't be surprised if Sophie forgot to present half of his case. What should I ask about? Miss Knight, I'd like to ask about the blood. Was the victim bleeding out by the time you got there? He seems to have a gunshot wound, but nobody's mentioned any blood thus far. Miss Knight, he was not bleeding out. The blood was hardly noticeable, too. That's indubitably true. I didn't even notice he was the victim when I first got there. Well, yes, I wondered what he was doing there lying down in the middle of the crime scene. When I sleep on the job, I'm much more discreet than that. But then, you know what? Then I noticed he wasn't wearing a uniform. As any civil servant with his salt or due, I then proceeded to give him a lecture on the spot. Oh, that must have hurt. Giving a lecture from the lecturer. Well, Jed! Can't get any rest even after death. It was in that nice chap, really. Anyway, I took his jacket and it was then I saw his wound. Why did you take his jacket off? Because he'd just fallen over for no apparent reason. I want to check what is wrong this time. Actually, I've got a picture of this crime scene. I had noticed it got stuck inside the Paramount Evidence I Should Present file. You've got a file called that? Organization first, I say. Sure, whatever you say. Present this to the court. A picture expertly taken by our experts. Yeah! The court accepts this into evidence. We'll finally see what the crime scene looked like. Figures. Is there anything wrong with this new evidence? Yes. Very wrong. Whenever I look at this, I can't help but think it's suspicious. What's so suspicious about this, Mr. Justice? The victim was shot in the back, however there's too little blood, no matter which way you slice it. That's certainly true. Why is there so little blood at the crime scene? Prosecution? That's probably because the victim didn't bleed much. I know that. What I don't understand is why. A jolly good question if I do say so myself. Well, if this court is also waiting for a jolly good answer. Right. Let's see. Imagine a grape juice bottle. Oh. I agree. Oh. Grape juice bottles do have corks, yes? They do. You would know. Now, for some reason you toppled it over. It would spill over. Yes. If you managed not to break it. One of my suits turned purple. I'm sorry, I couldn't quite hear that. Never mind. So as I was saying, a bottle of grape juice would spill over. Yes, it had some sort of peg. Like a bullet. Right? You mean, there was no blood because the bullet was never removed? Yes. Yeah, that's it. The bullet was lodged somewhat superficially, but was left too long without treatment. I think that's what the detective told me. The prosecution makes a compelling argument. Defense? It makes sense. There's nothing I can say. The defense has no objections. Then I shall have to penalize you for this, Mr. Justice. How was I supposed to know the wound was superficial anyway? This is unfair. Don't worry, Apollo. I'll help you pick up the little pieces of your shattered pride once the trial is over. Ignore him, I just need to think it over. Okay, again. Should consider my options better first. This is a long fucking one, isn't it? Wow. This is a long freaking testimony. Never did hear about the jacket. I'd like to hear more about the jacket. But what specifically? The, jacket? And does the prosecutor know anything about the jacket? Yes I do, indeed. Here it is. A bit bloody, but nothing of note otherwise, just the victim and owner's fingerprints. This jacket shall be accepted into evidence. There you go. Justice's jacket, is there anything odd about it? Before anything else, there's something I need to confirm. Mr. Mike, you knocked on the door to the side room immediately after the shot, yes? I did. Another question. Travis was wearing the jacket when you opened the door, yes? Absolutely. She said as much earlier, right? And I've got one final question. Why is there no bullet hole on this jacket? Hey, friendo, I found it! Huh? Travis was shot in the back. The thing is, at that point in time, he was wearing his jacket. Ah, filth! That is true. Why is there no hole in the jacket? That's because I made a mistake. A mistake? How unexpected. Yes, a mistake. He wasn't actually wearing the jacket. It was the tip of the tongue. Oh, I agree. It was definitely a tip of the tongue. But what you said was the truth. What? I think you're trying to incriminate Brushel. You're annoying me now. I've got an appropriate toy for you. What? Wanna play? What? Aye! Witness, bringing out dynamite is entirely disputable. Not to mention too dangerous for my fur. What's happening? Is that a bomb? Run for the hills! Order in the courtroom. I expect the judge to hide under his desk, like he did in the Ace Attorney games, I think. Witness, what is the meaning of this? Damn it, Judge! Do as I expect! You guys really are explicit. This is just a prop. One of the things I'm working on at the workshop. Ugh. You nearly gave me a heart attack. Bombastic, isn't it? Kimmy is trying to scare us, or lead the conversation astray. I can still prove you're trying to incriminate Mr. Brushel. Earlier today, we uncovered a simple fact, which I thought was unconnected to the case. Until now. What? Sigh, what? Oh dear. I think I'll be ending the video here, YouTube. Cause, yeah. See you in the next video, YouTube. Goodbye.